It's time to embrace a youthful mindset and envision your future. Take the lead is in your walls.
Take the lead is in your walls.
This platform serves as a space for engagement designed to equip young people to become effective leaders. They are actively contributing, creatively engaged, and determined in various fields. And now, this is Take the Lead.
Hello, West Africa, and to all of you young people tuning in from around the world. Welcome to Take the Lead on West Africa Democracy Radio, your inspiring youthful platform where young people engage in fruitful conversations about positive change. I am your host, Augustine Curley, and permit me to inform you, young people, that you will never find time for anything. If you want time, you must make it. And this quote is from Charles Buxton, a philanthropist and former member of the UK Parliament. It emphasizes that time does not magically appear in our schedules. We must intentionally carve it out. You cannot wait for the right moment to pursue your goals. You have to actively prioritize them by eliminating distractions and planning purposefully. So today's episode focuses on time management as a key turning point towards achieving our dreams into reality. Our guests for today are proudly seated in Studio Y. Another is joining us online. We have Sogna Jara Gay, and Sogna is a monitoring and evaluation officer at the National Youth Agency for Health and Development in Senegal. It will interest you to know that Sogna just launched a book as well, so she will be telling us a bit about her book. But it's a privilege to have you in our studio, Sogna. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Hello, everyone. I guess you are doing all right. I'm Sohna Jara Busoge. As he said, I'm a monitoring and evaluation officer at the National Youth Agency for Health and Development in Senegal.
How is the work there at the agency?
Yeah, it's fine. Since we are working with young people, it's always a pleasure.
Are you helping them to be healthy, or what specifically are you doing?
Yeah, and we are working about health, but also about empowerment for young people.
Okay, youth empowerment.
Because we are talking about development also.
Mm-hmm. That's great. So what's about the book you just launched recently?
It's about self-giving to the community. It's a book which is relating my own story. Since at school and also when I was doing volunteerism in Core Africa. It will be about 2 volumes. This is the first one for the Senegal story, and we will have the Malawian one.
Okay, just before I go to others, what is it, given to society or given to community?
Self-giving to community.
Okay, what does it explain?
It's because when we are young people, we are a young person, we should know that we are not living for just ourselves, but we are here in this world for other people also. We should, I'm not saying helping them, but we should also be there supporting, because by supporting people, we always have something else. We always have something in return. That's why we are talking about self-giving. And we think, most of the people think that when we talk about self-giving, we are losing our time or things like that. But actually, we are gaining a lot from that. That's why we are talking about self-giving.
Well, thank you, Sogna, for just a little bit of explanation about your book. I mean, other young people listening to that will also be inspired, and it's good coming from you. It means years from now, you could produce just more than this book.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we also have Alion Abu Balde, and Balde is a student of political science and international relations at the RSM. It's a school in Dakar. How are you doing, Alion? It's your first time here on the platform.
Hello, much thank you. So it's indeed the first time I've ever been in a TV, radio, whatever, the same sort of. So yes, like said, I'm a political science student at ESM, and much thank you for accepting me here. And it's a great pleasure for me to be here.
How are your studies? And give us the feeling right now. You say it's the first time being on the radio.
Yes, it's very, 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 let's say, quite, I forgot the word, but it's much imposing, I'd say. Yeah, but I think I'll manage it. I'll manage it pretty well.
Yeah. And we trust your skills. You can do that. You are speaking to your fellow young people, and
Indeed.
you'll also be hearing your story, your experiences throughout when it comes to how you manage your time, whether in school, at home, your extra activities. So welcome. It's a privilege to have you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, and we have Zano Paul Scott Baka, and Scott is the vice president of Sierra Leone National Union in Senegal. How are you doing, Scott? Welcome.
Thank you.
The last time we had your president here, Salih, and this time we have the vice president.
Yeah, that's for sure.
How is Senegal treating you?
Thank God. Senegal is a good country, and I'm enjoying my time here.
You are dealing with the other Sierra Leoneans in Senegal, and as well as interacting with other nationals. You know, Senegal is a central point where you have different nationals coming for too many different reasons. And with your interactions, the time you take, out of your comfort zone, I would say, it takes a lot of how the time you used to go out, the time you used to work, the time you take to maybe speak to families back home. These are experiences we would love to hear from you, and how does it also help another young person who's listening to you right now. So welcome. It's a privilege.
Thank you. I can say it's an experience for a young man like me, to take up this kind of mantle. Before, many young people, out there, they see it like difficult to take certain things because, it will deprive you many things. Because like, as what you said, your time for yourself, time for your family. Even as I just entered, I was talking to my sister here, as she's doing about community. It's very difficult. It's very difficult because sometimes you don't even have time for yourself. Because maybe you be, in your bed or your comfort zone, like what you said, and somebody will call you, this person is sick. Oh, this person is in a police station. This person, as a young person. So it's very difficult, but, I'm enjoying it.
It helps you build your leadership skills.
Exactly.
Welcome, Scott. We'll have a lot coming from you. And joining us from the Gambia is Pastor Roland Bangura. And he's not just a youthful pastor, he is a youth leader and a leadership coach from the Gambia. That means we have someone that will also be guiding us in terms of the tips to managing time effectively so that we achieve our goals as young people. How are you doing? Bangura, welcome. It's a privilege to have you on the show.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much for having me here today. I'm excited and privileged to be on this platform, and I'm looking forward to contributing to whatever conversation we are having and also learning from everyone that is part of this conversation.
How is Banjul? Are you joining us from Banjul or the Kanifi municipality?
Yes, I'm joining you from the Kanifing municipality.
All right, that's great. How is it now?
It's awesome. It's a very wonderful place, and we are making progress.
Great. We will have more coming from you. Thank you for joining us, as well as you, our cherished listeners and viewers. Join us and tell us what you know about time management. In fact, how do you manage your own time? Give us some experiences and maybe the challenges you face, and how did you overcome those challenges? Share your opinions right in the comment section on our Facebook and YouTube channel at WADR English. In our digital world where distractions are everywhere and attention spans are shrinking, or solid time management has never been more important. Now, think about a typical day for a busy teen or a young person, juggling schoolwork, extracurricular activities, maybe it's family time, and their own social life. It's easy to feel overwhelmed. It's easy to feel stressed. But what if there was a way to make all of these more manageable in a way that a young person still achieves his or her vision? Now, let's listen to WADR's Veronique Njai for a few tips on achieving our goals through effective time management.
Achieving dreams often feels daunting, but with a timely approach, it's entirely possible. This journey is not just about hard work, it's also about smart work, which involves effective time management, unwavering focus, and robust accountability. According to the Life Coach Directory, by adopting these 5 time management techniques, you'll find that reaching your goals is not just a responsibility, but an attainable outcome. Number 1 is set achievable goals. Start by defining clear, specific goals using the SMART criteria, which are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. This approach transforms vague aspirations into tangible objectives. Number 2, prioritize your tasks. Learn to prioritize tasks by their impact on your goals. Categorize tasks based on urgency and importance. This method helps you focus on activities that are crucial for your progress while avoiding or delegating less critical tasks. Number 3 is break down large goals into smaller steps. Large goals can be overwhelming. Break them into smaller, manageable tasks to avoid feeling swamped. If your goal is to start a business, begin with research, then move to planning and so on. Number 4 is develop a routine and stick to it. Consistency is the key to turning dreams into reality. Develop a routine that aligns with your goals and stick to it, whether it's daily exercise, weekly study sessions, or regular business planning. Number 5, be accountable to yourself and others. Accountability is key. Keep track of your progress and regularly evaluate your actions. Share your goals with someone you trust. This adds a layer of responsibility and motivation. An accountability partner can offer support, provide a different perspective, and celebrate your success. These strategies will also enhance your overall personal and professional growth. Start implementing these steps today and watch your aspirations gradually transform into reality.
All right, Veronique Njai couldn't have said that any better than she did. Just so inspiring coming from another young person explaining some helpful tips about time management. And our guests here also listened to what Veronique said about setting your goals. You have to have a very clear and precisely, effectively manageable time frame. She talked about setting clear goals, that is, make sure your goals are smartly achievable. They are time bound. She's also talked about prioritizing the tasks within the time frame. But let's begin with your own observation, or how did you understand what she said, and then building from that, we can continue the conversation with you, Suknan.
Yeah, thank you so much. And we are not just here to share because we have learned something from that also. Thank you. Talking about being smart will help us doing things at the right time, but also doing the achievable things. Not setting goals. We are also talking about, I have also heard about prioritizing tasks. Don't say that today I have like full jobs to do and wanted to do everything at the same time. It's not possible. We have to break down also. We have to break down what we are doing if it's about project or about something else, we just have to delegate sometime also, to delegate not all, but delegate at least something for some other people to do it for you.
I love the part you talk about breaking down those tasks that we may have on our agenda. It's good. What's about you, Alian? What did you capture from what we just played?
So thank you. So all I have to say is there a mic problem?
No, you are clear.
All right. So all I have to say is, from all that, I believe people shouldn't set up goal they cannot reach. Well, not every goal is unreachable, but I'd say do not set for yourself goals you cannot reach yet. Do everything one by one. If you're feeling overwhelmed, do not procrastinate. Do everything at once, because later you'll feel the satisfaction and the gratification, my bad. I meant the gratification of doing all that at once. From my experience, I do quite feel a bit overwhelmed with work and going to school at the same time, but everything is, at my current state, everything is quite done. I've managed to balance the work and school, my work life, and also my school life, and at this point I'm feeling quite a bit relief. And that's what I want to give as advice to people.
And of course, we will come to you. You will explain how do you balance, those tasks you just mentioned. For you, Scout, you are a young person dealing with also young people in Senegal. What does it mean to you in terms of time management? How is it important in achieving the tasks that you have at hand?
Thank you very much again. It's all about target. Life, whenever you talk about goal, you talk about target, what actually you want. Because what you want, that will give you direction in life as a young person. If you want this thing, you concentrate on it. And you know that I have to put my time in this thing because this is what I want. Like in the aspect of a community issue, my target is how can I be there for community people? That is my target. So now I have to make my time because I already consider that I want to take this lead. I want to be a leader of this community. So that is my target. And I have to give my time. I have to make time for that.
Okay, that's right. Now let's, before we go to our advisor somewhat joining us from the Gambia, it's important to share our own thoughts about our personal experiences with time management. There are some times we plan and we just don't reach our targets, like you said. Maybe there could be some factors. And young people in general, it is believed that young people have too many things on their mind they want to do at the same time. Right. There is this anxiety to just, achieve what comes to your mind. Right. And you just see life as something you dream about, right. And you just wake up and you run to go and get it. It comes with too many obstacles that you have to overcome. But let's get a bit of why is it important to manage our time? And despite the many differences that come with what we do, how we do them, why is it important for us to manage our time? And for that, let's hear from Roland. Please share with us, why is it important for young people to manage their time?
Thank you so much for that question. I think the reason why it's important for young people to manage their time is because life is defined by how we use our time. Because everything that we have on this earth is a product of time. Because basically the human race was designed to be productive. That means that we were designed to produce results. And that's the reason why anytime people find out that they are not producing as much result as they desire, they tend to get frustrated. So the reason why we need to manage our time rightly is for us to produce the results that we desire to produce. Now, desire is important, dreaming is important, having a vision is important, but what turns those dreams and visions into reality is how you manage your time. Before I wrap this up, let's just take this as an example. All right, we have farmers who are anticipating the rainy season, and during the rainy season is when they plant their crops and sow their seeds. Now, a farmer can be in his house dreaming and talking about how he wants to have a harvest. If he does not go out to sow the seeds he has in his hands, which will imply he using his time to sow those seeds, he would not be able to have the harvest he desires, even though he has a desire. So usually young people have a lot of dreams, young people have a lot of desires, but they don't use their time wisely. That same farmer could go out there, chit chat, or maybe go out there and do something else. If he does not sow his seed, he will not have results. So what the farmer needs to do is to ensure that he sows his seed at the right time in order to have the harvest he desires. So the reason why we need to manage our time appropriately is for us to have the desires we look forward to. Yeah, so I will stop here for now.
All right, great. Something you said that is very key, for which I will have a follow-up question, is that some young people, or many young people, do not use their time wisely. It's on the record, and we'll come back to you to give us some reasons, and other people will also share their experiences. But let me ask this question in another form. Do you face difficulties managing your time, or you believe in yourself that you are good at managing your time, Sobna?
Yeah, I'm good at time management, but sometimes I also have challenges. Why? How many hours do you have for a day? 24. From 6 to 8, we are spending it for sleeping. We are just having 2 out of 3 of our time. Now, how can we do to really work, be with our family, have our own activities and our own space for the remaining time we are having? So it's very important for us to know what are we up to for this day or another day, and how can we split the remaining time for us to really have what we want to have, to achieve what is our goal, and how can we achieve the goal.
Can you share with us maybe a moment or an instance in which you manage your time and it help you achieve your goal? Maybe it was about school studies, or maybe it's about your work at the agency, or maybe a social activity that you manage time and achieve them.
Okay, I remember when I was a volunteer in Mbuben. Mbuben is a village in Saint Louis. When I was a volunteer there, I was supposed to finish in July, but finally I finished in May, the end of May. Why? Because I was supposed to go to Malawi for another service, and we had conference in June. So for me, we had a project, a community project. We were supposed to do the project, and for me, I had lost two months because I was supposed to go in July, and finally it's in May. What I have done is, at first I called the people I was working with to ask them what can we do, to have their opinion at first, and they give me advice and say that what we can do maybe it's to delegate some other people, and also the work you are doing, start giving it to someone else to achieve it. That was first. And then for the project also, we had extra people, not within the community, but outside the community, which were working with it was young people also. We were working with the community members in Mbuben. And what we have done was good for us, because at the end, we didn't have the project. Unfortunately, we didn't have the project. But at the end, at least, we had resolved the problem about our time. Yes.
That's interesting. Well, we'll come to the challenges. Let's also hear from Alian. Alian, you are mostly maybe into your studies, work, and there are other activities that you do. Maybe sometimes you want to go back home and see mom and dad. You want to have some times with your friends out. Has there been a time you set a target and you achieve it? What did you achieve from just managing that time, to make sure you achieve that specific goals?
Thank you. So, haven't lived long enough for actually managing my time pretty well and achieving something I'd consider quite great. But one day, I believe I had a presentation to make, a conference, and I actually had managed the time pretty well. I managed it well. I pre-planned the presentation and everything. I was also part of the logistic team, so everything was already set 2 to 3 hours ago to actually achieve that goal of I kind of forgot, but yeah, it was a visit from an embassy, so we had already everything planned, so everything actually went pretty accordingly.
How did you feel about that when you are successful in such a manner?
Well, success, I guess it was quite good, but I wouldn't say that was the most successful I've ever been, but yeah, it was quite refreshing, quite satisfying.
Okay, it's important to manage these few things because you could also have the opportunity in the future to manage huge tasks, and people are looking up to you. You could become manager, you could become CEO, executive director, and you have your family life. You have your social life, you have very, maybe academic wise, you're also working in that direction, and you have to look out for employees. And they are coming to work, what they are doing in terms of the schedule that you will draw out, maybe weekly or monthly. So with these things, once you achieve them, it comes with pride. It comes with somewhat level of happiness that you feel that you are someone who is reliable to yourself, that you are able to meet just whatever you dream of. But let's come to the aspect of balancing these different things that we have. And for you, Scott, I would love you to speak about this. How do you really do about balancing the different times? Does it come with maybe knowing the time you want to spend at school, knowing the time you want to visit a friend? How can young people manage their time with these too many activities that they have?
Thank you very much. Like what you said, time is one of the biggest commodity for every human. As for a young person, everybody have a big dream, everyone want to achieve something. But as the world, as we are living now, when you talk about social aspect, you talk about visiting, you have to sit and plan. This is what I want to do, and this is where I want to go. And I believe that those things will help you in the future, because you talk about social media. Everybody wants to be in social media. Because some of these things, take our time as young people. Some of these social media things take our time. Even we leave things that are necessary. As a young man or as a young woman, if you want to achieve certain things, not everything you have time for. Not everything you have time for. You have to set that goal. You have to set that time. Okay, this is the time I will go and see my family. This is the time for studies. And immediately that time arrives, you have to do the needful. You have to do the needful. Like, for example now, okay, in the morning I have to go for class. Maybe like 8, I'm supposed to go for lecture. 8, whenever it's 8 o'clock, you know that you're supposed to be in class for lecture. And when that time arrives, you're supposed to be there. Mm-hmm. That definitely you're supposed to be there. And also again, when the time that you set to visit family or relatives, when that time comes, you're supposed to do it. Because I believe with those type of balance, you will have rest. That is, for my own view, you will have rest as a young person. Okay. So you're supposed to know how to manage your time in certain things.
But you talk about social media. That could just be one of many factors maybe responsible for young people not managing their time properly, which will certainly come to. But let's hear from Roland in terms of what he earlier stated, that many young people do not manage their time well. Now, we've just heard about social media, and this could be another factor. But what can you add on to that in terms of your statement that many young people do not manage their time well?
Thank you very much for that. Well, when it comes to time management, there are a few things that we have to consider. The first thing we have to consider is planning. There is a quote that I wrote once, and in that quote, I said that time flies, but planning makes you the pilot of the flight. That means that when you start planning your time, you become the director of the ship, right? You determine how your time unfolds day by day and hour by hour. Another thing that we need to understand is the principle of prioritization. That means that you need to prioritize the activities that go on every day in your life. For instance, we have a lot of things that we do daily, probably schooling, probably we have family matters to take care of, and many other things are contending for our time. But every activity does not add the same value to us. That's where many young people miss it. If you want to manage your time very well, you have to weigh the balance, weigh the activities, which activity gives you much value. And that's what you start with. Usually we just spend a lot of our time. And as a matter of fact, there are three things you can do with your time. You can either waste your time, you can spend your time, or you can invest your time. Poor people waste time, average people spend time, and rich and excellent people invest their time. The difference between these three things, or these three people, is that they invest their time in different activities. So the only way you are able to manage your time well is when you plan your time and when you prioritize the activities that are needed. To add up to what one of the speakers said with regard to social media, one of the reasons why many young people are not able to manage their time well is distraction, and distraction can come in different forms. All right, and social media is not bad in a sense. Social media is like the sea. You know, when you go to the sea or the beach side, there are many activities that happen there. You find people who are there just for sightseeing. You will meet people who are there, maybe they're there for a picnic, other people are there to swim, and other people are there probably to fish. Whatever you are doing on social media is what matters. Media that's the problem. Is what, not the beach that is the problem. Is what you do when you get to the beach. That's where the real problem lies. So distraction is one of the major factors why many young people are not able to manage their time.
Well, it will be fair enough to also hear from our guest right here in studio. What are the distractions that affect their time, management when it comes to their activities? And Sogna tried to go in that direction once she talked about the way she manages her time, and though there are some challenges she faces. So now is the time, Sogna, to tell us what are some of those distractions. What are those things that take you away from, meeting your time frame to achieving your goals?
Right. Sometimes some other things are not up to us. We are doing something, for example, and it's in a group. So distraction can come from there. Why I'm saying this? Because you can manage your time, set a goal to say that on Wednesday I will be ready for this, but maybe another your coworker or another one external from your community or from your agency is not ready for doing it. So that can be distraction. Also, we can have sometimes, like mostly it's about young girls, you can be in your house and you are doing other work, like housework in the house. And why is this distraction? Because at first you were thinking that in 24 hours, I'm just using 3 hours for this. And finally, you are having more for cooking, maybe for doing lunch or something like that. It can also be within you. Why? By procrastinating. Saying that I can do this, not today, but tomorrow. As Gandhi said it, the matter of time, it's what you are doing today. It's today and not tomorrow. What you can do today, don't wait for someone else to do it or for another day to do it. Just do it and move on.
I'm keen on, aside from the positive aspects where many of you try to achieve and you were successful, but what about that moment you set a time frame and you were unable to meet that time? Has that happened to you, Alian?
Thank you. So it has happened to me quite a lot of times. In fact, only 30 minutes ago, I've managed to. I arrived 15 minutes a bit late to the convenient time. But yes, it happens quite a lot.
Okay.
So,
yeah, Roland, you want to come in for 1 second? You want to say something? Okay, I think. Okay, it's the network. Go ahead, please.
so yeah, thank you. So as I said, it happens to me quite a lot. So what I could say is always have a second plan, because I've really mismanaged my own time. I've seen there were multiple opportunities for me to actually reach the objective much faster, but I've chosen one. So what I can say is, even if you choose one option and you think you will not arrive in time, all I can say is do not backtrack and always just keep moving forward. You might just waste even more time by backtracking.
And one would say there is danger in setting your time frame and not meeting it. Some people say it takes you back.
Indeed.
And it delays your progress. Do you believe that?
Well, a setback can always be a pushover, to be honest. You can always use something as a leeway to probably progress even faster. No need to always rush everything in life, but I believe it has its positives and it also has its negatives.
But what's about you, Scott? Have you achieved that? Or have you experienced that? Where you have your time and were unable to meet the time? What happened next? How did they affect you?
Like, you know, these are obstacles in life. Sometimes you will set your goal that, okay, I want to achieve this thing. But like what Sonia said, something can come up. Maybe the angle that you are not expecting it from, that thing can come up. And definitely that will be distraction. So what you have set, that thing that you have already set, that thing that come up will be a distraction. But the one thing that you're supposed to know in life as you are moving or planning for certain things, you have to know that obstacle will come. So you learn from those things. Those things you learn from it. If today I set this goal and maybe distraction come, I don't achieve it, you will feel bad. But it's a learning process. It's a learning process. So to every young person out there, maybe you have said that particular thing, that I want to achieve this thing, but maybe because of distraction or because of other things, it's just a learning process. And I believe that with that, okay, today I'm supposed to go there, but because of something come up, I did not go there. So tomorrow again, I don't want it to repeat. So it's just a learning process. It's just a learning process.
A lot of people, or maybe young people, miss an opportunity because of poor time management. Some believe that there's still more 1 hour. I still have 45 minutes ahead. I still have 30 minutes. I still have 15 minutes. And these are factors that sometimes make you to miss that opportunity. Maybe you should have applied at 4 p.m. Senegalese time, and you are saying I will send my entry or my application around maybe 3:55, and you just don't know the time zone of that country where you're sending your document to. You miss the opportunity. The bus should pick you up. Maybe the school bus should pick you up by 8, and you are still having that breakfast in the morning. is somewhat around 7:55, 7:56, and now you're running. I mean, these are things. But people will say because we are young people, we really don't take these things seriously.
Yes,
Should that be the case always? For you, Roland, should that be the case always?
I thank you for that question. First of all, being young does not mean that you should be indisciplined. I wrote a book called Productivity Hack, and in that book, I explained how that the way we use our time determines the outcome of our lives. Now, your youthful stage is a reflection, or rather, it can determine your future. How you use your time now determines the opportunities that you are going to get in the future. As a matter of fact, one of the things that proper time management do for you as an individual is that it builds trust. People can't trust you if you can't manage your time well. And that's the reason why we have many young people who keep missing opportunities, who have lost relationships that could have helped them. And if you want to build trust with anyone, the first place of building trust is in accurate time management. You don't always have to be late, and you don't even have to be on time. You must endeavor to be always ahead of time. For instance, if you have an appointment at 4 p.m., like this right now, we had this session scheduled for 4 p.m. and I was already on the call by 3:30. By 3:30, I was seated. I was already on this Zoom link, and I was just waiting, because if I wanted to wait until 4 p.m., probably the network was going to be a bit bad, and I wouldn't have the time to adjust the network and everything. So I had to check a lot of things, and by 3:30, I had the time to sit down and just wait for the session. So for 30 minutes, I was just here waiting for the session, because I don't believe that a responsible and a disciplined person should be on time. You should be ahead of time. So every young person listening to me right now, you must make it a goal that at least 30 to 15 minutes before a deadline, you should have been where you need to be. If you are supposed to be in an appointment at 9 a.m., at least 8:45, you should be there. That builds trust. It does not only build trust, it also builds self-confidence. You see, self-confidence is as a result of discipline. And one area where every young person needs to be disciplined is in their time management. I'll end with this. If you show me how you use your time daily, I will tell you how your future will be like.
An interesting one coming from Roland, and it seems that one is hitting hard. See, you people smiling. Well, now how can we? Let's transition. How can we help our fellow young people in terms of managing their time with these different experiences we've all had when it comes to managing our time? And I would love to begin with you, Scott, and just share with young people. There are some people who are procrastinating. There are some faced with this issue about the lack of skills to manage their time. Some want to, they have the dream, but they don't have the ability, or they don't have the knowledge as to how they should proceed properly to be effective in managing their time. What can you say to them?
Thank you very much. Thanks to Brother Roland. I have learned a lot.
Yeah.
I have learned a lot. For many young people out there, every young person, if you go out there in the street, everybody has a dream. Everybody wants to achieve big things. But it depends on you. How can you manage it? Let me say, in the aspect of you want to be a professional footballer. And now, that, okay, from amateur stage, that in the morning, I have to go for training at 7 o'clock. In the morning, I have to go for training. And you will be in the club around 5 to 6, 7. You know that you have to go for training. And you know that you're supposed to rest. So these are some of the things that you put. These are the mechanisms you put in place for you to achieve certain things. You cannot say, I have a dream, sitting in your house or be in your bed, sleeping, and you say, I want to be a professional footballer, or I want to be the president of Senegal or president of Sierra Leone. No, you have to be together, manage it well, put certain things in place. You have to have strategy to manage. You have to know how to balance your time, strategy. Okay. That's the one thing that's very important. Many young people lack some of these things. Many young people, they are potential. You know that this person has potential. Like what Brother Roland is saying. Tell me your time. As since you text me that we're supposed to be around 3 because of the traffic on that thing. So, as I came, I met her. She was here before even maybe 3. She was here. These are some of the things that that, okay, I have an appointment. That's why sometimes it is good to pen certain things down. That's why I love my president. You know, he normally tell me, Scott, whenever you have appointment, pen it down. So whenever we have certain strategy, I will put it, pen it down in my iPad. So sometimes I'm the one that will remind him, you know that this day that we have to go. Is he okay, Scott? Yeah, yeah. So as a young somebody out there, you know, my advice is that you have to have a strategy. As you have that target to be, you know, a doctor or a professional footballer, have a strategy. How can you lay your time? How can you lay certain things together so that you can achieve what you want to be?
That's great. What about the roles of parents? What's about the roles of schools? Maybe community leaders for you, Sugna. Do you believe that these people play a major role in helping young people manage their time?
Yeah, of course. At first, during education, during when they were kids, because some of the things also, we are not just having it. We are gaining it by experience, but also under time, because we have leaders, we have parents. If we see that our mother is always doing something after the time or after the deadline, we are meant to follow what she's doing. So I think that yes, parents have a major think about this, and we need those parents. We need them to give us the best advice, not by just talking, but by doing it, by making actions.
All right. For you, Alion, if you could change one thing about how young people spend their time today, what would it be?
Thank you. So all I can say is using facts. 1/3 of our day is spent sleeping. The second half of the day is spent working or going to school and everything. So that only leaves us an 8-hour threshold to do whatever we need to do. What I would personally change is social media, not erasing it. It's a factor, obviously. I will not generalize it. It's a factor. But the thing is, social media really hijacked our dopamine receptors. It makes us more inclined to procrastinate and not actually accomplish our goal. So you'll just push over those goals and they'll just stack up, and then you'll be overwhelmed, causing burnout here. So yes, I personally I'd say delete social media, but I think regulating the use of social media would be a great thing here.
Okay. Well, that's great. Regulating the social media. Now, let's hear from you as you take leave of us, Roland. What can you tell the young people? I often listen to these young people in studio, including the ones that are also following via online and radio in terms of time management.
Thank you, sir, for that question. One advice I would give to every young person is that you don't necessarily have more than 24 hours. And everyone here, including myself, we may not have the same amount of money in our bank accounts. We may not have the same advantages. But one common advantage we all have is the time that we have. Each and every one of us has 24 hours, irrespective of where we reside. I run an online school called the Dayspring Global School of Productivity. And in that school, one of the things that I taught, which I believe will help everyone listening to me, is what you do in the morning, the power of the things that you do in the morning. It's important that we arrest the morning hours of our time, because most young people, when they wake up, the first thing they do is to scroll on social media. And by research and also by experience, I have found out that how you start your day determines the rest of your day. Now, if you start your day right, you will end it right. I have another book called Start Now. One of the things I do is that I'm an author as well. And in that book, I spoke about how to overcome procrastination. And one of the strategies I gave in that book is that if you want to overcome procrastination, you have to do the things you want to do now. That's why the book is titled Start Now. That means if I wake up in the morning and I know that I want to read a book, or I want to make a phone call, or probably I need to do something very important, I don't wait for the next hour. I start the moment I wake up. So what you do in the morning is very important. And if I have any final words for everyone listening to me right now, is that pay attention to your morning hours. Don't allow your morning hours to be stolen away from you. If you will start your morning with productive activities, like I teach in the School of Productivity, the entire day will be productive. So when you wake up in the morning, lock in your work. Give yourself wholly to what you are doing. And by the end of the day, you will realize that you've accomplished more than what you imagine to accomplish in a day. So that will be my final advice to everyone listening to me.
Thank you so much, Roland Bangura, for sharing your thoughts with the young people today. We will keep in touch with you, so thanks so kindly. Okay, now let's thank you as well, Scott, for coming today. And our doors are open, hoping to have you here on another fruitful discussion. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
And to you, Alian, we wish you well in your studies. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir.
All right. Subnan, as well, as you keep writing books, we wish you more success. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, listeners and viewers, this is where we end this episode of Take the Lead on West Africa, the Democracy Radio 94.9 FM, Dakar, Senegal, and online at WADR.org. It's always a great feeling having you with us. Please join us next Friday for another live episode. Remember to take the lead in shaping the discourse for the betterment of young people in Africa. My name is Augustine Curley, and I will talk to you another time.
We thank you for listening to this program in Nigeria on Darling FM 107.3 Owerri, Southeast. We thank our listeners in Liberia on Alternative Youth Radio 98.9 FM, Nufa County, Kwakete Radio 100.9 FM, Bargan, DCN Radio 91.3 FM, Riversess. In Sierra Leone, we thank our listeners on African Young Voices, Freetown, Radio Bath 91.3 FM, Eastern Community Radio FM 101.9 Kenema. In Ghana, Radio Pod, Savannah Region, Reals FM 104.7 Wenchi. In the Gambia, on Numi FM 94.0 North Bank Region. Radio Veritas 102.9 FM, The Gambia.